All right, boys, this is gonna be a quick one, but it's gonna be a really good one because everyone has been waiting for Thing Saver Dragon. It's cool, it's nostalgic, it's nice, and it basically sets the tone for the next V collection, right? We know how V currently is. Prism's pretty good, Luard's pretty good, Gavriel's pretty good. What's next, right? I mean, we've seen the Heal Guardians, but what are the new cards looking like? So first, we've got Knight of Warhammer. Augustus is one of the new cards being released for Royal Paladins, and this is just the grade 1, so Knight of Warhammer, nice. Auto Regard Circle, when this boosts a unit with Blaster Blade in its card name, Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, and that boosted unit gets plus 5,000 and drive +1 until the end of that battle. So that's not bad. It basically boosts anything with Blaster Blade in it, gets an extra drive. So in Standard, we've got another Blaster Blade. It's pretty good. Works with Gancelot. Gancelot gives Blaster Blades a drive. This makes it twin drive, so that's pretty good. But then in Premium, there's a lot of Blaster Blades in Premium, and it will give them all drives as well. So you could literally run like an entire grade 2 lineup of Blaster Blades, and this will work with that. So that's kind of like a nice thing to consider. Also, with the lineup for Royals, probably with this deck at least, there will be a Thing Saver deck with 8 Blaster Blades, possibly. So it's just pretty good, right? You have a whole field of just anything getting drive checks as long as you ride it, and then other cards. So that's nice. It's nice. And next we have is his next skill is on the back row, Regard Circle once per turn. At the end of the battle that your Vanguard attacks, stand this unit. So it's gonna be enable some multi-attack shenanigans, I guess. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Bear in mind, this effect is not limited to just Blaster Blades or Seekers or whatever. There's no name restriction for that second effect. So even things like Sanctuary Guard Dragon can stand this back row regard only once per turn. But it means that you can kind of like boost other units following like, the next attack. So there is at least some decent potential with this card, just more potential with when you run Blaster Blades, right? So that's nice. For 1 CB as well, I guess it's okay, because, generally in V right now, who runs CB2? Everything is quite nice. Everything is quite tame when it comes to counterblast cost, so it's pretty good. Next, we've got Blaster Blade Seeker, and this is the nice art. Auto, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard Circle or Regard Circle, discard a card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's front row Regards and retire it. Choose one of your Vanguards with Seeker in its card name, and grade equal to or less than your opponent's Vanguard, and the original critical of that unit becomes 2 until the end of turn. So that first effect is quite long. Basically it says retires, but if you go second, you can kind of get a crit. Well, it's not kind of get a crit, you do get a crit. Well, your crit becomes 2. So going second, this kind of gives you that going second, it lets you go like a catch-up mechanic, right? If you go first, unfortunate, you don't get a crit, you just get to retire. But it's a free retire, bear in mind. So it also kills things like Huang, so you can damage deny. Yeah. Going second, you get the crit, so you can put on that crit pressure, and it just basically means that you have a lot of crits. Your other Blaster Blade also gets a crit as well. That one's kind of more confirmed as long as you commit, but this one will get a crit if you're going second, or if your Vanguard is grade 3. Yeah, it's nice. Well, if you go first as grade 3, then you don't get a crit, but yeah, it could happen. Second effect is this unit attacks. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks. If you did not ride this turn, put this unit on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. So it makes an empty circle, and I can only imagine that's for Thing Saver Dragon, right? So moving on, Thing Saver Dragon. Well, Seeker Thing Saver Dragon. Seeker is very important because you get the crit. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, cost Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Blade Seeker, call it to the Regard Circle, and shuffle your deck until the end of turn. That called unit gets power 10,000 for each of your force markers. So ideally with this, you want to put the force markers on your Vanguard Circle, and then the Blaster Blade that calls out gets a huge amount of power. But that also means that if you run other like multi-attack cards, like Jewel Knight Ashley and all that stuff, they won't get to dip in on that power, so you might still want to split, but at least, like, you can put the grade 1 behind this guy, and he gets like the double attack going, so that's still like hitting 31, so that's not bad. But then second effect, it's still a second effect. Auto Vanguard Circle, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if you did not ride this turn, Soulblast 3, choose 4 cards from your drop zone, return them to your deck, search your deck for up to 1 Thing Saver Dragon, write it as stand, and shuffle your deck. So basically, you want to write, you basically only want to run this card in your deck. I'm looking at this deck and going, I only want to run 4 Thing Saver Dragons, and that's that. Because I want to sit on this guy, and then next turn, I'm gonna pop off. Like first turn, when I ride him, I can get a big Blaster Blade attack and smash phase. Next turn, I get the restand, and I basically get at least 5 attacks, right? I have a Seeker going on the side, another attack, then Thing Save, and then Thing Save again, and the Blaster Blade, so I get big attacks. They want you to guard early as well, because you want to put 4 cards back, and you know, you want to put 4 triggers back, right? So just drop those guards, put it back, and profit big time. There's no cost except for the CB1 to get the extra attack, but even if you don't have any CB, if your opponent's been damage denying you, you have a Soul Blast 3 to do it, and also because of the new Heal Guardians, you always pretty much can get 1 CB, so you cannot be denied. You cannot be denied. Call that heal down, and bam, you're good to go for like 5 attacks. So overall, I think this is really nice. It's really great. It makes Royal Paladins really competitive again. Right now, they're kind of good, but I can see this elevating them up to new heights. And I mean, if this is the kind of quality that we're going to expect from the rest of the sets, I think we're going to see a lot of meta shifts, right? If I look at this deck right now, just from my brain thinking about it, I'm going, this is pretty good. And you know, against things like Prism, I think it's gonna do quite well. And remember, like, people have been saying that, how does this is a bit too slow in V, you know, it's not gonna, I feel like it's too slow. You have to sit around for 1 turn. How can you do that? But the thing is, you can in V right now, it's not even that fast. It's not really that fast. If you've been playing games in V, games do go on for quite a long time. If we look at BSFO, I think V was the longest running tournament, or the games are the longest compared to everything else, even with those one-shot Gabriels. And remember, we are getting Heal Guardian to slow down the game. Everyone is going to be more inclined to play a slow game because of that, and rushing is going to be a bit less. So I feel like the format is only going to get slower compared to now. And then with these kind of cards, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think we're definitely going to be able to see you play these cards and feel great. Now, in terms of premium, people have been saying things like, hey, yeah, you can combo this with Crystal Luster, and it's kind of yes. I mean, if you go first in premium and decide not to fight for great, you can just ride up to this, bash 3 times, and go Crystal Luster and go new Thing Saver into old Thing Savers. Or otherwise, the other way is like old Thing Savers into the new one for a big finisher. But you do need an insane amount of soul. So yeah, it's a bit hard on that. I do know the soul also, like, you need to play like soul charge cards if you want to play like Jewel Knights and all that stuff, because you know, the Ashley still costs 2 soul, and I think that's probably the best way to go. Jewel Knight Thing Saver, right? Something like that. So I think that's probably the way to go. In at least standard, and in premium, I don't know. We'll figure it out in premium, but premium has a lot of things going for it. I mean, the cool thing about premium, yeah, if you've got like Stride Alfred, you can give the twin drive to Blaster Blade, and the grade 1 can give that an extra drive, right? So triple driving Rearguard might not be bad. Or you could even like Ganslot and like go into a Crystal Luster, and then your Blaster Blades get the drive checks that you can pump up with the grade 1, but that requires counterblast. But you know, it's fun. It's fun, I guess. Everything has triple, you know, they have like guard restrict, so yeah. I like this. Only 3 cards, but I like it. So let me know what you guys think. Thing Save is back. Nostalgia's back. Everyone loves nostalgia. Don't say anything else, because you know, don't lie to yourself, guys. Stay real. Just say good times. And embrace nostalgia. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.